Welcome to the small kitchen of glory. Today I'm going to make some everything bagels with cheese. Cheesy everything bagels. It doesn't take much. We have flour, which will go in the dough. We have yeast, which will go Red Star yeast. This is the good stuff. We have sea salt. I'm actually torn on if I should use this or not, because my everything bagel seasoning, which I swear was here, has salt in it as well. God, that smells good. Oh yeah. I tried doing the math and then I gave up. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 milligrams of sodium in 1 teaspoon, and this has 65 milligrams per serving, but I can't figure out what the serving size is, and it's going to use a quarter cup of this, and then there's 12 teaspoons in 1/4 cup, so that's like 700 milligrams of sodium that I'll be using in this, but this should be using about 5,000 milligrams of sodium in the bagels, so I don't know, we'll wing it, like I do. Molasses for the water, because you got to boil it. The bagels, that's what makes them chewy. We have brown sugar, that'll go in the dough to activate these little yeasty dinguses. And we're going to use water and cheese and an egg wash. That's all. Very, very simple dough, but it's so good. Before we start, I got to wash my hands. They say I don't wash my hands, so I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to put some soap in the hand, just like so. I think that should be enough. And then we're going to start scrubbing. Make sure you scrub really good. You really want to get in there. You know, really, oh, that is odorous. Really wash those hands. Dawn dish soap for your hands. That's healthy, right? That's a little too hot. Hot water burn, baby. Now, I don't know if this is scientifically accurate, but I feel like I used enough soap that I shouldn't have to wash my hands for the next year. Science. Water for the bagels, for the yeasties. So we're going to put 1.5 cups of water in here. There's 1 cup. There's half, and we're just going to heat this up in the microwave to get it pretty. We have some beautifully microwaved water. It's just warm to the touch. I'm going to go ahead and put my brown sugar in here first. A big heaper. Good chunk. Now into this brown sugar, we're going to get 2.5 teaspoons of yeasties, also known as 1 pack. So I'm going to, there we go. Got a good scoop and just kind of tap it with my other finger to get it leveled out. Sprinkle it in there. Here's the 2. Now we need the half. Oh, you smell that right away, don't you? Well, you don't, but I do. And it smells very good. Those might be needed later. I don't know, I just like throwing stuff. We take our implement of stirring, also known as a phalange, and you mix it up. I washed my hands this time. Can't say I didn't. Get the sugar dissolved because the little yeasties like to eat sugars. And this gives them something good to eat. Here. And now we're going to set this aside and let them, I'm going to scrape them off the edge. We're going to set this aside and let them activate like Captain Planet. We need 4 cups of flour. The way I do my flour, big scoop, palm pat, 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 pat. Scrape with the finger, pat, 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 pat. Scrape with the finger. Beautiful. Uno. Dos. Tres. Foro. Beautiful. Pinch of salt in here. I'm not going to use the whole 2 teaspoons that I would normally use because of the everything bagel. That'll be going in later. Now, we're going to wait for the yeast to rise. For you, that's like no time at all. I hear the frothing. Good enough. I'm going to pour this into a bigger bowl, the yeast mixture, in case anyone's wondering what that sound was and you don't got eyeballs like me. We're going to drip it. Scrape it and flick it. Scrape it and flick it. Oh, this makes me excited with my pantalones. So, the yeast is actually not the amount I used. I used an extra 1/4 teaspoon, but that's okay. Now, I have my red stirring spoon already in there. The yeasties in the water. Now we're just going to add flour and mix it up. That is how you make dough. You add water, and then you mix it up. And then it turns into dough through some weird magic. I'm just going to sprinkle in a cup here. Actually, I'm going to sprinkle in 2 cups. We're not measuring this, it's already measured. We're just grabbing 2 cups. We're going to slowly stir it. We don't want to weaponize the flour. It's going to go all over. So we're just slowly mixing the flour in. I've only ever made these bagels one time before. They turned out really good. That was just plain bagels because I just love bread. Who doesn't love bread? You know the way, flour. And this time I'm going to get a little crazy. I'm going to go with the everything bagels and some cheddar cheese in them because who doesn't like everything bagels? And who doesn't like cheese? Communists. That's who. Dirty commies. We're not about that communist lifestyle around here. We're about bread. Bagels might be made by communists. If so, good job, communists. We took it and we made it better with cheese. This is starting to get pasty. We're not looking for a perfect mix yet. We're just trying to incorporate like an LLC. That's right? I think those are two different things. I'm not a businessman. I'm a bread making man. That sounds really manly. I'm putting this in my hand because I filled some chunks in there and I want to break up the chunks. And I wash my hands. We have about 3/4 of it in here now. This is going to be a long video probably because bread takes a while to make. There's no quick bread. Well, there might be, but it probably tastes like bottle blades. So, I don't do quick bread. I do real bread, the real way. Like a man. That's starting to get a little ballish, ball-like. You want your bread to be ball-like. Ball-like is good. Especially when you put it in your mouth. And it's really good. We're poking, and then turning. Just trying to get that in there. I'm going to poke with my finger. Good. We're going to dump the rest of this flour in there. You get out of the way. Out of thy way! That definitely seemed like it was more than a cup. But scientifically speaking, it might have been. My hand's already tired from gripping this. Oh no! Weaponized flour! Unergonomic spoon. We're going to poke. We're going to poke. Like so. Poking. Just to get that flour mashed down in there. We're going to turn. Now I am going to touch this with my hand. Just to feel the texture. It's feeling good. All right, we're going to remove the spoon from the equation. I'm going to pull the dough off it with my hand. You don't want to waste any dough here. Dough is good. It doesn't want to, we need to grab a little bit of flour up there and rub it on the spoon to get it off. Grab a little bit of flour from the edge and rub it on the spoon to get it off. Doesn't need to be perfect, but we don't want any big bits on there. We're kneading the dough in the bowl now, using the backs of the fingers. Just to get the rest of that flour forced into it. Then we're going to turn it out, which is a fancy word for dumping the bowl upside down on the counter. And we're going to knead it on the counter for 5 minutes and 38 seconds. Something like that. Right now I'm just trying to get all that flour out of the edges and just push it into the dough. You can't stir it, you got to knead it. That's why you got to wash your hands. And I wash my hands. After I get this done, I'm going to throw in a 1/4 cup of everything bagel seasoning. And we're going to knead it the rest of the way in. We're going to do the rest of the kneading on the counter. We're going to let it rise for an hour or two. Most of bread is just waiting for it to rise. And then we're going to boil the bagels in water and molasses. And then we're going to bake them. And we're going to put an egg wash on them, a little bit more everything bagel seasoning. And then we're going to eat one. And then we're going to get excited in our pantalones. We have a cute little 1/4 cup and the everything bagel. Theoretically, I should just be able to dump this in here. I don't know if I need a full 1/4 cup. I think like a 2/3, 3/4 of a quarter. What would that be scientifically speaking? Carry the 1 3/8. 3/8? That's not right. 1/8? Actually, that's only like half. We're gonna play it safe the first time. Boom. Now we're just gonna knead this into this. And through some kneading and beauty. Oh man, that smells good. Oh, I'm already excited in my pantalones. This bread is going to be, hopefully, a little bit damp. Moist, one might say. Some people don't like moist. I don't know what's wrong with them. I guess they just use a lot of coconut oil. I don't know. Really putting the palm into this now. As soon as I get enough of the bagel seasoning absorbed into the bread, I'm just going to turn it out and knead the rest on the counter. Give it one last attempt to stick. Get in some of that bagel seasoning. Might have been too much. It's definitely feeling and looking like it could be too much. This could be problematic. It's okay. Turn out. That's how you turn out. It's also known as turn upside down. That's loud. It's still going. The Liberty Bell of the bowl. Then we're just going to knead this for a while. Make sure it's all mixed up. Then we're going to let it rise. Press with the palm. Left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Now, as you can probably hear, It's just barely sticking when I pick it up, which is exactly the consistency I'm looking for. The moisture content is actually perfect. Gotta pump up the avocado oil. Oh no, it came up too high. It's the bad thing about pumping. Sometimes you go too high and it becomes dangerous. You gotta pinch yourself or something. Gonna give this a quick little spray. We're gonna take this big old chunk of sweet mommy bread dough, form it into a ball, a big old ballish shape. And we're just gonna plop. And we're gonna, I hope I don't have to pump this again. Nope. Spray the top, take a towel, put it over it. We're just gonna put this in the oven with the oven off, just the light on for 90 minutes. And I'll see you on the other side. We have bagel dough. Towel removal. Look at how poofy I got. That is more than double. That could be a trifecta of size. It's pretty and it smells good. Now here's the part I'm having issues with. I never made the cheese one. I put this cheese in the microwave a little bit. I probably shouldn't have done that. I just wanted to loosen it up. I don't want to use too much cheese because I don't want the grease to screw up my dough. But we're going to punch down the dough. Okay? Step one, punch down the dough to remove any air. Oh, it feels warm. It's so satisfying. It smells so good. Now we're going to pull the dough out. Probably should use more grease. I'm going to put it top side down. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to take part of this cheese and sprinkle it on this side of the dough. All right. I'm playing this all by ear. I don't know if this is the right way. I'm going to kind of push it in. Push it in. All right. Now we're going to flip it over gently. I'm going to kind of make some finger holes in this so the cheese has somewhere to grip to. I'm going to grab the next bit of cheese and sprinkle it over this side and just kind of press it in. We don't want to overpower it with cheese. We're just making, oh, by the way, in this cheese is cheddar, mozzarella, and Parmesan. Now I'm just going to go ahead and roll this all up like so and just kind of squish it together. I just want to get the cheese. We're not quite kneading it. I don't want to overhandle it and make it too tough. So we're just kind of pushing it all back together. I think that's good. There's some cheese falling off. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay in the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers. What I need to do is pretend I know what I'm doing. I think we cut this in half and this in half. That makes 4. And if we cut everything else in half, that makes 8, right? Science? All right. I'm just going to rip this. Rip this and ball it. Rip this and ball it. 2 left balls. This one's slightly bigger. We're going to put it on this one. 2 left balls. And we need to make 2 right balls. I'm going to grab it with the hands and tear like a man. A little bit off this one and a little bit off that one. We're going to put it on this guy. Take a little bit more off this one. Put it on this one. Push it in the middle. We're looking for 4 even balls. That seems pretty good. Close enough, you know what I mean? I got a cookie sheet. I'm going to use this to store my bagels on after making. So we're going to take each one of these and cut them in half. That one seems pretty good. That one's, you know, sometimes you switch hands and you realize they're the same size, but these ones aren't. Okay. We're going to put this into a ball, aggressively ball it. Really put some pressure on it. Kind of like you're making a hamburger patty, but it's not. Just want to make sure the dough is all together. And we're going to poke a hole. And we're just going to run it along our finger, well, stretching out that hole. These are going to rise again, so you don't really have to worry too much. Oh, man, the dough's really not wanting to cooperate with me now, is it? That's good enough. They're not going to be pretty. They're going to be pretty when they're done, though. Pretty hot. Put that guy right there. All right. Let's turn this guy into a beautiful ball. I'm going to go ahead and pre-poke the hole and then just put 2 fingers in the hole and use my thumbs to even out the edges. Woo! That one's turned into a Walmart bagel with the shape. That seems pretty good. Well, that side's pretty skinny. Can we make it? You know what? Good enough. All right, we're going to be more gentle with this one. Maybe that's the issue. I'm being too aggressive. Poke the hole. Gently work. I think if I do it on the thing, like this. Oh, you know what? That might actually work better. Get it pressed out, and then start to stretch out the hole. A little bit at a time. Flip it over, stretch out the hole. You know, this is the way to do it. Don't just pick it up in your hands. Use the cutting board, or whatever your device is. That is a much prettier bagel. That is much prettier. I use too much cheese. It's problematic. I would say use maybe a third of a cup of cheese total. It's a little bit not the right size. So we're going to take this, we're going to spread it out and wrap it around. That way it comes together better. I'm going to form this into a beautiful ball. A beautiful ball. Not just any ball, a beautiful ball. Press it down slowly. Poke the finger in. Wiggle the finger around. Make sure you get all the edges. I'm going to use my palm on the outside. This dough might actually be a little bit too dry as well. But it's okay. It's all going to be okay. We're going to have some crispy bits on our bagels. And that's okay, because I say so, and I'm the one making it. So I can say whatever the hell I want. They're my bagels! Using 2 fingers to stretch out the hole, like one does. Yeah, the dough's a little bit too dry. Well, damn it. Well, damn it. We're still going to make it work. I think when it boils, it'll be okay. This is part of the kitchen adventures. It's not just me being like, oh, I'm a professional, this is how I cook. No, this is a damn adventure. An adventure, I tell you, of learning and love and failure. And then getting angry and throwing all your bagels in the end. Right in the dumpster. Off video. Because they all look like they have jaundice AIDS. Jaundice AIDS bagels. Everything plus cheese and AIDS. That's what I'm making. AIDS bagels. I don't think I should call them AIDS bagels. Now we have a fat side and a skinny side, but I don't really care. I'll put the fat side in my mouth. All right. Now we let those raise. And while those are raising, we got to get... Well, we're going to put these over here so they don't get assaulted by water at some point. Wipe the counter. Wipe the counter. Clean enough-ish. We need water. We have boiling water. We have a problem. I should have put parchment paper on my cookie sheet. Oh, and that piece of the bagel's just coming off. That's cool. I should have put parchment paper on my cookie sheet. That way I could take the bagels out of this. By the way, there's going to be a lot of ga-ga-ga because I got to scoop them out with this magically. So usually I put my face in the pan so I can see it. If I do that with the camera, my camera will be on the stove. So yeah, we're going to turn this down now that we got a good bubble. Put it on medium. Oh, we need to put in molasses. I have a spoon. It is a spoon which is used at the table, which I think technically makes it a tablespoon. This should make the outsides brown and give them a little bit of a flavor and chewiness. Ooh, that smells good. I'm going to assume that all came off. I don't want to touch it at the top. We're going to get a bagel on the spatula and gently lower it in. Probably just going to do 2 at a time. And they have to boil for 2 minutes on each side. I'm going to do a minute because it takes me about another minute to find them, get them onto a plate, flip them over, and put them back in. That's the process. So, let's go, baby. Bagel number 1. Going into the water. A plop and a little shake. That's good. Bagel number 2. Where's that bad boy at? I hope he's staying on his side. A plop and a shake. Where's the other one? Is it floating? It is floating. It's right there. We probably could have done 3, but it's okay. We're going to turn this up a little bit. Oh, shit. Timer. Now it's vibrating, but it's on silent. All right. Spatula right side up. I'm going to poke with the corner. There's one right there. We're going to try and get under them. We're going to put our finger on top. Oh, it's so hot. We're going to lift them out. Let them drain. We're going to put them on this plate because it's easier to flip that way. Shake them off. Shake it off. Shake it off. Yeah, shake it. There's probably some pieces floating in here. Well, that was a good lift. That was a good lift. You guys see that shit? That was a pro lift. All right. Now I got those on the plate right here. Now the way I did this before when I flipped them is I'd flip them and put them on the spatula and put them back in. I'm going to do 2 minutes on this side. We'll put them right back in. Flip them onto the spatula. They're falling apart. The cheese and the everything bagel is a problem. Closing in on 2 minutes. I'm hoping these bagels are still in one piece. So I'm going to feel it with that, put my finger on it, scoop under it, let her drain, let her drain. We're going to plop it back on this. Now that one's in odd shape, but the shape don't matter. All right, this guy needs to come over here a little bit so I can get a right-handed scoop on him. Use the edge of the pan to get it up. Keeping my finger on it, otherwise they will slide off the spatula and then they'll splash on the water and then you'll burn yourself. I know that from firsthand. All right, we got 2 bagels there. Because I dicked up the parchment thing, we're just gonna use lots of plates and then we're gonna wash them afterwards, allegedly. So we're just gonna do this 3 more times until they're all cooked. This time I'm putting them in top down because that seems to be the part that is the most shady. So we're gonna do top down, boil. I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 minutes because the other one didn't seem to cook long enough. Set a timer for 2 minutes. And then we're gonna flip them, get them all good. The oven is already preheating to 425. We're gonna cook them, take them out, egg wash them, sprinkle some more everything bagel seasoning on the top, give them another 5 minutes. And we're gonna have bagels. Hopefully all in one piece and edible. Another thing I wanted to say is I prefer my bagels to be closed in the middle because usually what I'm using bagels for is sandwiches. And if you have that hole in the middle and you put mayo on the top of your bagel, like a American, then when you go to take a bite out of it, the mayo just squirts out of the hole in a very unappetizing manner. It's not good. It's not yummy. It makes me sad. Melting cheese on my finger. That one is definitely not a circle or really any shape that I've ever seen before in my life, but it'll be okay. 90 seconds. That one's small but fat, like a blueberry. Get these sexy babies on the paper. Gotta do a quick flipster doodle. We got most of the bagels on the parchment paper. A little bit of a drain. Oh, it's starting to slide. Oh, jeez. That was close. That was a slippery bagel. Let me get the rest of these on the parchment. Just wanted to barely not touch. These are going to barely fit here. Gonna do a little bit of rearranging. And the last 2 can go right there-ish, kinda, sorta. That is a fat mommy. I forgot to set a timer for these. So we're gonna wing it. Actually, I didn't put them back in there. I am blind and stupid. Let's put these bagels in the water and then set a timer for them. What a grand idea. What a grand idea. You're the one making the cooking video, you damn idiot. Let's turn that off. Scoop these mommies out. Of course, the last ones are going to be the hardest because they're trying to be friends with one another. We don't become friends in the pan. All right, I'm going to put these directly onto here. Will that fit? I mean, it's mostly going to fit. It's leaning a little bit. Can we scooch and make any room? Not really. It's mostly on there. It's good enough. Last one. Now, it's a reasonable question if anyone's asking. Why would you be doing this for bagels? Why don't you just go to the supermarket, buy some bagels, put some cream cheese on it, call it a day? I could. It would not taste as good. I would not like it. I would not have fun. It would not be as good for me. I don't know what they put in those bagels. I know what I put in my bagels, and my bagels are delicious. It's a little lumpy and cracky. I also enjoy cooking. I have fun with it. It's a good time. It's an experience. And I get to make these videos. It wouldn't be a very good video. Just making sure these are spread out good. It wouldn't be a very good video if I just opened up a bag of bagels and ate one. Now would it? Maybe it would. I don't know. Maybe that's in the future. I will be having some banana pudding and chili videos coming in the future. I asked people if they had any ideas they would like me to bake. And that's what they said. So if you have any ideas, leave them in the comments. Maybe I'll make it. Grab pan, like so. Open oven. Let the air come out so it doesn't burn me. Put them bad boys right in there. And we're gonna let them cook for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna egg wash them. Oh, that's hot air. It probably steamed up my camera. Well, I'm blind. Get over it. Get a little bit blind with me. See what we're doing? Pull it out. Look at it. Not brown yet. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Poke it. Oh, they're getting good on top. They're still a little soft. But that's okay. We're gonna egg wash these bad mommies. I have an egg. Crack it. Open it. Just a little splash of water. We're just gonna give her a good whisk. You know, there's not really a good spot to put this. We're gonna put it way up there. Now we're just going to brush these. We're gonna do a quick brush over each one in a circle. Now we're gonna brush around the edges a little bit. We're gonna be a little bit more not as generous, just to get these all done pretty. Then after we do this, we're going to go with another sprinkle on top of the everything bagel. I'm feeling it with my hand so I can tell where it's sprinkling. We're being aggressively generous. It's hard enough to get this stuff to stick. There we go. All right, let's pop these back in. We got a grip. Pop it in, baby. Boop. See you later. It's been about 6-7 minutes. I'm going steam. You gotta be careful not to burn before. Look at this, my shitty eyeballs. Those look pretty beautiful. Those look pretty beautiful. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh baby. Oh, that one kind of exploded. But the rest of them look good. We gotta let them cool off. You're gonna turn the oven off. We're gonna let these cool down, and then we're going to dig into these babies. Oh man, that's gonna be good. They smell so good. There's gonna be cheese and everything, bagel. We're gonna put some butter on these and shove it in my mouth. And we have a cute little bagel right here, all done and beautiful. I'm going to try and cut it into my hand without cutting my hand. This could be the last video because I might be known as One Hand Smoke after this. I'm sure someone out there is screaming like, oh my God, don't do it. That's good enough. Get it going the rest of the way. I always said I was going to buy a bagel cutter after I made these one time. You know what, that's good enough. I'm going to rip it like a man. I just want to get into this. Oh man, look at how beautiful spongy that is. We need butter, baby. Now, I know I said it in a past video, but these are my #1 favorite type of bread for sandwiches, for just about everything. So these 8 bagels are going to be going into mainly sandwiches. I won't even dare put cream cheese on one of these. I feel like that'd be disrespectful to the bagel. Oh, this thin one's going to be all buttery and delicious. I'm going to eat this one. Is that the top or the bottom though? I think we want to bite into the, is that the top or the bottom? This one's the top, the fat boy. We're gonna. Oh my God. It's still a little bit too hot. Look at how this top layer just comes off. That is perfect, chewy. Oh my God, that's so good. Wow. All right, so I think I need to go now. These are so good. Make these bagels. They make the perfect sandwich bread. I cannot imagine like making an egg sandwich, like a sausage, egg, and cheese on this in the morning. Good night. I mean, you'd also ruin your day because it's not going to get any better. Your wake up meal, also known as breakfast to some, it's going to ruin your entire day because it's going to be so good. I'm not even done chewing. I'm putting more in my mouth because it tastes so good. Oh man. All right. Like, subscribe, share the video. I mean it. Share it. Tweet it out. Toot it out. Share it for me. That's what I appreciate. I love you all. Thanks for joining me on my cooking adventure for 3 cheese, everything bagels. Ta-ta.